Welcome to Is Your Way in Your Way podcast. And I am your host, Cassandra Crawley Mayo. And for my listeners or those first time listeners, this podcast is about for those who are ready to move forward in their lives, mitigate those self imposed and external barriers that's preventing you from living your best life, living the life that God has ordained you to live. We talk about topics related to business and personal development and self improvement. And today, our topic is going to be about expressing gratitude. Expressing gratitude. And let me share with you what triggered me to want to talk about this today. First of all, we are 6 months into the year. January, this is July. And I have been feeling overwhelmed. And I think too, and on previous podcasts, I talked about burnout and being tired, and I'm tired. Not necessarily burned out though, but I am tired. I've been working on a lot of things. I've been working on my workshop titled Design Your Best Life Workshop. It's a 90-minute workshop in addition to working on my mentoring program, and that is a 90-day program for those who are ready to be mentored to get some support and moving forward in their lives. And it could be less or it could be more depending on the mutual agreement that my client and I have in reference to where they are in their life. And so, working on that, and also in the United States, there's a lot of mass shooting. And I recall back in my day, we used to fight. Now, I didn't get in a lot of fights, but I did get in a couple of fights. But today, it's shoot to kill. It's no more fighting. They just shoot you and kill you and supposedly think they're moving on. But anyway, that, and then I have a close relative who's not doing well. And when she transitions, then she will be the last living relative on this side of my family. So that leaves me with myself and my cousins. And that's sad to think about, that she will become an ancestor. And I just was thinking about, I have a friend who passed away. She was a colleague of mine, was not aware she was sick. But I found the notice on LinkedIn and I was just devastated. But I'm just thankful that someone put it on LinkedIn so that I'll know. Things happen with people you work with and you really don't know what's going on with them. But somebody was nice enough to put that tribute to her on LinkedIn. And so just going through that and just feeling overwhelmed, I was thinking about what is it that I could do to release myself from this. And I started thinking about gratitude, expressing gratitude. Now, gratitude can be defined as a positive emotion and mindset characterized by genuine appreciation, thankfulness, and recognition of the good things in one's life. It involves acknowledging and just being grateful for the kindness, the generosity or positive experiences received from others, as well as recognizing the blessings and positive aspects of our own circumstances. I think this right here reminds me of when I was going to a mall, strip mall actually, and when I got out of the car, I noticed there was a wallet on the ground. I immediately picked up the wallet, looked through the wallet. There was a lot of money. There were a lot of credit cards. I looked at her driver's license, and the first thing I thought, my gosh, I bet she's frantic if she's aware that her wallet is missing, because I know if that happened to me, I would be frantic. So what I did was I immediately went into the store where the wallet was on the ground. So I went to that particular store where the wallet was closest to that store. That's what made me go in there. I went in and asked the sales clerks, has anyone there acknowledged that they were missing a wallet? I said what the person's name was, showed the picture. Has anybody seen this person? And it was just a lot of commotion around me. And then all of a sudden, this young lady burst through the crowd and she looked at me with tears in her eyes and she said, "Thank you so, so much for finding my wallet and bringing it to me." So she was just, when you talk about gratitude, an expression of gratitude was certainly genuine. Number one, she was glad somebody found the wallet. Number two, she was glad somebody not only found it, but had the gracious enough to find her to give her her belongings back. And do you know, she felt good, but I felt good too. I felt good that I returned her wallet. I found her because if I had not, I was going to mail it to her anyway. And she was probably glad that maybe she probably didn't even think about that everything was kept intact in her wallet. And I can't say I didn't think about it, but I didn't. I'm human, and but in my heart of hearts, it was something I could not have done, but I did think about it. So I just wanted you all to know that. So when that happened, that heartfelt appreciation, recognition, just impacted me, and it enhanced my well-being that I was able to return, and I was the one to find the wallet for her. Now, I'd like to talk about expressing gratitude, how important it is for several reasons. Number one, it's very important due to the strengthening relationships. It gratitudes it fosters a sense of connection and appreciation in relationships when you express gratitude, when you acknowledge the value and kindness shown by others, which can deepen your bond with them. Another thing, how expressing gratitude is important because it enhances your well-being. Gratitude has been linked to increased happiness and just overall well-being. It also cultivates a more positive mindset and outlook. So would you say, wow, that's very important that it does that. It also builds a positive culture in your home, in your work environment, in your communities. It just creates a culture of appreciation. It can lead to improved morale, motivation, and a supportive environment where people just feel valued. Also, expressing gratitude is important because because acknowledging effort. Expressing gratitude allows you to recognize the efforts and contributions of others. It highlights the impact they have had on your life and encourages them to continue their positive actions. Now, however, cultivating a habit of expressing gratitude regularly can be beneficial. Now, when I say regularly, we want to do it if it's in your heart. We don't just do it just to be doing it. You have to be pretty. You have to be specific and genuinely appreciative of it. So it can involve practice such as doing a gratitude journal. That's what I did. I was just overwhelmed, just with the life situations. And I decided last night that I was just going to start journaling. I've journaled before, but I journal and I was journaling all the issues, all the negative things that were going on until I pivoted and started writing what I was thankful for, what I was grateful for. So that's how it could be beneficial. And then I was able to pivot back to doing and moving forward in what I wanted to do, because if you don't, you can become stuck. And I didn't want to become stuck in what the task that I had at hand, because to me, that would be a deterrent for others, because what I'm doing is to be a blessing to others. So I did not want to have to slow that process down if I didn't have to. So I had to be intentional about expressing my appreciation, um, about things that I was grateful for. And we can also do that by just a thank you note. Whoever gets thank you notes in the mail, but you can email them or message someone that you feel has gone beyond above and beyond the call of duty. A neighbor could have done something, could have purchased something. You could have been sick, and a neighbor could have bought you some food over, or sent you a card, or, just that's a practice that we could do to continue to start expressing gratitude. Also, it's I want to express gratitude for accomplishments that I've made. And as I do this, I want you to think about accomplishments that you have made from January up until now. So as I reflect on my journey, I just want to reflect on when I started doing podcasting. Uh, Boy, was that something that was out of my comfort zone. It definitely challenged me to be a solo podcaster, even though now I'm transitioning and I'm going to become a host, and then I'm going to have guests on my podcast. But the challenges I face, and then I think about the progress I've made, even the skills that I have developed and gained in the personal growth that I experienced through this progress. And just think about and reflect on your journey of certain things that a moment to reflect on where you started since January. I just have the gratitude for my learning experiences. Boy, I love to learn. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I just love, love, love to learn. And I have learned so much. I also just want to thank you, listeners. Oh my gosh, the time you've taken to just listen to my podcast. I am just so, so grateful for that. And I just appreciate you through my solo podcasting journal. And just the support that you've given, the feedback, engagement has motivated me and inspired me as well. I also want to acknowledge any my collaborators. For example, like I said, I've been a guest on many podcasts, but I've never hosted. And the people that I have met have been unbelievable. I've enjoyed meeting new people. Um, I still connect with some of the people on my social media platforms, and it's just good to see the progress that everybody is making through their journey. And so, one of the things that I'd like you to do as my listeners is I'd like you to begin by setting a reflective and introspect. Think about again things that you've done, things that you're thankful for, things you are grateful for. I remember I want to share one of my personal gratitudes, and I'm certain that you have one, but I want to, first of all, I want to thank, I have a prayer partner. I'm so grateful for. I have friends, family. I have flowers in my yard. I love flowers. I always say, give me my flowers now. So I just love flowers and plants in my home. Again, I'm just, I can just think, food in the refrigerator. I don't have enough tongues to thank God for all that He has done in my life, in addition to just what I'm just so grateful for. I'm grateful for waking up this morning, because by me waking up this morning lets me know that I am not done. I continue to have work to do. And I am looking forward every day when I wake up by His grace and mercy to continue this journey that's been put out before me. And I just want to prompt you, as my listeners, to take a moment, think about it. Let me ask you this: what are some achievements or milestones that you are grateful for? What are some things? Think about January. Here it is: January, February, March, April, May, June, and this is around the 1st of July. Think about some things. Think about how they have shaped you, and think about the people who have supported you along the way, and how has that made a positive impact on your life? Think about it. Think about it. Even if you're just sitting down, write down things that you're grateful for. I know it's so many things, but just start writing down so you can pivot from maybe mundane thinking. Maybe you're having just one of those days, or just, how many of us focus on the negative. I want us to start cultivating an awareness of our thought patterns and actively work on developing a positive mindset and gratitude for the good things in your life. Think about it. Depending on what your mood is, think about what you're thinking about. And also, you can cultivate it again, as I indicated, by you could do a gratitude journal. You can engage in acts of kindness, expressing appreciation to others. I remember I'm in a sorority and I pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and I was an assistant dean for a line. We have a dean and we have an assistant dean, and the dean and assistant dean are responsible for the line that's being pledged. And boy, they pledged for 9 weeks. And boy, was I in their life every day for 9 weeks. And I see many of them today, and just the things they share with me, how I was a role model and how much they appreciated me, and how they knew that I always said, if you can't do it right, you can't do it with excellence, don't do it at all. There's certain things that stuck with them throughout the time that we were together. And that in itself just made me feel good, that the impact that I had, because I always thought I was mean to them, and I probably was, but it appears that they think more of the good things that in the outcome of their pledging experience. So I just want to reiterate again to continue to express gratitude, listeners. Write things down. Let people know you appreciate them. Remember, it has to be genuine if you really are appreciative of the things that have happened. And also remember to cultivate an awareness of the thought patterns and actively work on developing a positive mindset and gratitude for the good things in your life. And if you believe this, you know of someone that could really use this message right now, maybe in what I call a funk, like I was. And for you, I have a friend that despises me to use that word, but I have not been able to think of a better word to describe how I was feeling when I say funk. I just wasn't in a good place, but I'm grateful that I was enabled or was allowed, maybe that experience enabled me to start thinking about things that I am grateful for and to write it down, because it has made a significant difference in my life on this day anyway, because I could have been like I was yesterday and day before, feeling overwhelmed. But I was intentional about making sure I did something to change that, because I'm so grateful. So again, if you know of anybody, please share this podcast. And you know that I'm on every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if this is something that you don't usually do, I want to encourage you and think about, is your way in your way? Think about it. Is your way in your way that's preventing you from thinking about things you are grateful for? Well, if so, this is a great time to get out of your way, to get your motivation back, your inspiration back. So I'd like to say bye for now, and I will speak to some, and I look forward to you all listening to me again next week on Wednesday. God bless you.